Hey guys, good afternoon. It is, isn't it? Hey, what's going on? I'm actually gonna scooch this a little bit so I can make some room for my coffee there. Yeah, it's 3 in the afternoon. I'm still working on my coffee, but how are you guys doing wherever you are in the world? Where are you in the world? What are you doing? How's it going? So, gonna build some armored core here today, but of course, this is unfortunately not the new 30, oh, what am I talking about? 30 minutes missions. Armored Core kits do not have those yet, but what I do have is this old Kotobukiya. Let's see, what year did this kit come out? 2007 or something like that. Older release Kotobukiya kit, which may get re-released at some point here. Let me see. Yeah, 2007. For this one. Big shout out to Glenn, who actually sent me this and a couple of other old Armored Core kits to check out and share with you guys. So big shout out to Glenn for that. Thank you. And so, yeah, he actually sent them to me a while back. I've been putting them off. I haven't gotten around to them until now, but I got this one. Also got another one that if you guys want, I can live build the other one next week if you guys enjoy the live build here today. But let me know, yeah, if you guys want to see another one of these kits live built after today. Today we're going to build the Mirage C04-ATLAS Fox Eye version. It's pretty cool. Some aspects, in particular the legs here, kind of reminiscent of the GPO2, right? Especially with these big bulky legs and these kind of round knee parts there like that. From the waist down, it does kind of have a very similar look to the GPO2. Obviously, everything above the waist, not really so much. The head, shoulders, torso, backpack, nothing else really kind of looks too much like the GPO1 or 2. Other than the fact that it does have a pretty big gun, which is sort of similar to the GPO2 in that sense. Not a bazooka, but it is a pretty big gun that it's got there. So, guys, let me just confirm. You guys can hear me and see me. Everything's good, right, on your end? Yes? Okay. I'm not seeing anything in the chat yet, so it's just making me worried that there's something wrong with the stream. I was just doing some computer cleanup and some settings got kind of messed up. I had to kind of reset some stuff, but I think everything's okay. But the fact that I'm not seeing anything in the chat yet just has me a little bit cautious. But there's Ginny. All right. Okay. And Kevin. All right. So you guys are there. Good to confirm. Thank you. Now, as for the construction of this kit, so pretty cool. Like the instruction manual kind of breaks down the different sections very much like it would be kind of in-game, right? Arms, legs, core, back units, and everything. And so that's pretty cool. Although the order that we build the kit is a little bit odd. So we build like the arms first, and then the legs, and then the head, and then the torso, and then the weapons. So you kind of can't really put anything together until almost like the very end when you just kind of put everything together. So we can follow that order, I guess. It doesn't really matter too much to me. Might as well, you know. It's as good as any, but actually, on second thought, let's actually do the torso first. And there's a particular reason that I want to do that. The torso has a ton of parts. It's like a lot of parts just for the torso, just for the core unit for this guy. And as we get into it, a couple things that I want to make clear to you guys. Well, one thing in particular is that this particular AC is from an era which I think it was from the Armored Core Nexus game. Originally, I was just looking at the earlier today. I was just looking at the wiki page for this guy, and I guess this originally debuted in the Nexus game on PS2, and then I think was in the what's the 9-ball game, I think was the other one. Maybe one more or something, but that's from the era of games that I do have a little bit of experience with. I haven't played any of the Armored Core games since then or before then. Basically, and even those PS2 Armored Core games, I didn't play a ton. I played some of like Armored Core 3, Armored Core Nexus, and what was another one that would have been out at that time? Something Raven or something, wasn't it? That was out at that time on the PS2. But yeah, PS2 generation Armored Core games is the only ones that I even have like a little bit of experience with. And yes, these are still all parts just for the torso. Last Raven, there you go. Yeah, thank you. Oh, that sounded familiar. That was anyway, Armored Core has a lot of like spin-off games, isn't it? Especially in like a PS2 era, there's like a lot of series. I don't know, I feel like especially like mecha series that had a lot of spin-off games, because Gundam was like that too. We had like Zeonic Front, Encounters in Space, MS Saga, which was not like a spin-off game. That was like something totally different. But there was another one too. What was the other different PS2 games? There was like 4 different Gundam games on PS2, I think. At least available in America. Probably in Japan, there was probably more. Didn't you do a review for the White Glint a while ago? No, actually, I've never built the White Glint. But, Chris, one of the other kits that Glenn sent to me to review and share with you guys is actually the D-Style White Glint, which is like the SD version of the White Glint from Kotobukiya. So I will be building and reviewing that one. I probably won't live build that one because it's just like a SD. But we'll be building and reviewing that. So although I won't be live building it, what I probably will do with that is maybe do like some panel lining. I don't usually do like a lot of panel lining on stuff if I'm just snap building it and reviewing it. But for some kits, in particular kits like that, where there's a lot of white on it, I feel like it would be helpful to you guys just to be able to, kind of see it better and appreciate all the details and everything better on video if I go ahead and panel line it. The reason that I don't do that for every kit is for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's too time consuming, plain and simple. Number 2 is just that it also kind of just goes against the purpose of what I try to show in my reviews. I try to show the kits to you guys raw, essentially. I just showing you exactly what you would get from the kit, just straight out of the box without doing any other work to it. So then obviously whatever else you want to do with the kit, you can do. All right, let's see here. But yeah, for some kits, every now and then I do like to do some panel lining just to make the kit look a little nicer and or easier for you guys to see. And on that kit, I might do that. Yep. This AC is piloted by Jacko, who is a tertiary character in Nexus as a high-ranking mercenary, and then a main character in Last Raven, in which he leads one of the 2 main factions in the story. All right, cool, interesting. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, not having a lot of background information. It's good to know. So thank you. I can't promise that I'm going to remember that and include that information in the review, as again, in the at least for me in my reviews, I don't normally try to put too much focus on story information or like background information, anything like that, just because again I want to keep my focus in the reviews like just on the actual model kit itself. There are other reviewers, Kakarot, for example, who do that really well. So they're really good at including a lot of that kind of story information and stuff like that in their reviews, which is nice if that's what you guys are into. I try to just focus on just the model kit. As for a lot of the stuff that I'm reviewing, I even don't have a lot of background information as well. I could obviously Google it and look stuff up and watch the anime or whatever to familiarize myself with things beforehand, but I try to just like bring the perspective of someone that like is an enjoyer of the product as a model kit, and bringing the perspective of like from a modeler's perspective, here's like my take on the model kit itself, whatever else you like about the anime or whatever. I mean, you can kind of bring that on your own. All right, So yeah, the torso has a ton of parts here, as you guys will see, as we're just kind of going through this. So it's going to take a while just to get through building the torso here for this guy, but we'll get through it. And yeah, actually, the kit in general has a lot of parts. There's a fair amount of parts here with this one. So that's, I haven't built a lot of Kotobukiya's Armored Core kits. I think I've built maybe, before this one, oh shoot, maybe only 2 or 3. Built the 9-ball Seraph and the Sunshine, I think it was, and I think that might be it. Maybe just only those 2. But yeah, my experience is that, they have a good amount of seam lines on them. That's one thing that some people may not like, but on the plus side, they're highly detailed and just have a ton of part separation and everything. So, as you guys will see with this one, we just have a lot of parts. So, straight out of the box, even without doing anything else to them, they look really good just because all the parts we have on here. My only concern with this one, and which is why it'll be good to be building this, especially live building. You guys can just kind of get a sense of the process. Those of you guys who are watching live now, or if you're watching the playback later on, can get a sense of the building process for some of these older kits, how they might compare, obviously how they're going to compare to Bandai's new kits, but even how to compare it to some of Kotobukiya's newer kits as well. You'll be able to tell that. But let's see. So yeah, I don't know, and what we're going to find out today is like how, because like some of Kotobukiya's older mecha kits like this can be a little bit janky, and that's only like in comparison to like how good Bandai's kit quality is, just because janky is not even really like a good word for it, because they're just model kits at the end of the day. And so, as a lot of people say, I don't really like to parrot this framing, but so you've probably heard people say online that like, yeah, modelers are spoiled by Bandai's quality. Bandai's quality is so good that people are spoiled by it, and I don't know. I think that's kind of I don't know, not kind of derogatory or kind of gatekeeping sort of way to phrase it. But let's see, hang on. Okay, we have an option here who we want. So some of the clear parts you have in both clear yellow or plain clear, so you can choose. I'm gonna do a clear yellow here. I didn't cut these out ahead of time. But yeah, so the newer kits are obviously really, really nice. Older kits are great as far as model kits go. But comparing them to, like, if you were to compare this to, a Bandai 2024, or even like, I don't know. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have tossed that back in the box. I'm probably gonna need that again. Anyway, to a modern kit, it's not going to be quite as fancy, not going to be quite as solid or whatever. You might have some parts that need to be glued here and there, but if that's the worst of the kit's issues, is that you have to glue a couple of parts, it's really not that bad. But in comparison to other kits, some people will complain about that. They're like, oh, the kit's a hand grenade, everything's falling off. It's like, yeah, you just got to use a little bit of glue, not that big a deal. And so what I'm expecting with this kit is we're probably going to have a little bit of that just because it's an older kit, and just it's fair to assume and expect that we're probably going to have a couple of parts here and there that may need to be glued. But so far it's very solid, and we've only built like this one little chunk here, but it is pretty solid. Let me try to make room here. So we got a couple of parts that are separate here for the left and the right side. Let me see if I can't make sure we got all the right stuff. So let's see. The right stuff. You guys remember that movie? Which part is this? Here it is. All right. Couldn't find that one there. One thing that I'll say about this design, it's a pretty cool design for this one. Although I'm not a big fan of the color scheme. I think I would like this design a lot better in a different color scheme for sure. Dalong is an extremely extremely helpful resource. Yes, yeah. Dalong is a great resource. He does have a lot of these armor core kits there as well, right? I'm not sure, but I think last I remember, there are a lot of the armor core kits on Dalong, right? Can you confirm that? I haven't really looked, but I think I remember seeing that. There are a lot of them on there, which is cool, yeah. It's nice. Let's see, we want this flat side here like that. So we got these bits for like the side of the torso, and kind of the only real difference is these gray parts that go on the side here are different for the left and the right side. Like that. But yeah, man, for real, the detail and just the number of parts, like I said, it's pretty nice. Where are these gonna go? So I'm just gonna set that right there for the moment. Dalong has a whole lot of AC kits, yes. Okay, cool. Does he have this one? I mean, I would guess so then if that's the case, but oh, okay, yeah. Ginny said that they've been collecting all the armor core kits and that he's only missing a couple of the special coating ones there on Dalong. So yeah, pretty impressive. I've sometimes wondered about what Dalong's home must look like or what, because he's Korean and as far as I know does actually live in Korea. But you know, storage units, as popular as those are here in the US, is not a thing there. So I wonder about where he keeps everything. So I don't think that he would have like a storage unit or something unless and I don't think he's ever shared like collection photos and stuff like that at all. But I don't know if he has his own store or something like that. I don't think he has like a model kit store as far as I know. But if it's just like a store of other kinds, I've seen other like stores that like a coffee shop or something, which is like just like a not like a chain one, but like just like a privately owned one, where the owner just has like a Gundam collection. They're just like in the back of you can kind of like see it there in like the back of the coffee shop or something like that. I have seen that there in Korea before. Let's see. Just finished building my own AUV Susanoo Regalia the other day. I think I'll build a Susanoo Soen next month. Yeah, actually, John, I just built the Susanoo Regalia and the Amaterasu Regalia last week, and I'll be reviewing those next week. I've got them both over here built, ready for review. The Susanoo Soen I've got over here. That's the red one, right? I've got that one here. I unboxed it, but I've not built it yet, so I'm going to be building that one pretty soon. But yeah, future episode of Hoarders Buried Alive in Dalong's house. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure for that particular show, I don't think they would necessarily have to go all the way to Korea to find a house full of Gunpla. I'm sure they could find somebody here in the U.S. I mean, I'm not speaking from experience, but you know, I'm sure they could find somebody without having to go that far to if they wanted to do a show on that topic. And probably don't even need to look into like the Gundam community. I'm sure it's like any subset of the model building community, you know, even like scale modelers who are doing like armor or helicopters or aircraft, whatever. There's probably plenty of those folks too who have drowning collections in their house. All right, so just got parts on top of parts on top of parts here with this one, but It's Friday, so how you guys all doing this Friday? What's your plans for the weekend? For us, actually, I think we're headed to Cocoa Beach, although it's not necessarily going to be very beachy weather, I think. All right, this one's here. My aunt and uncle, who live here in Florida, are going to be there at their timeshare this weekend and invited us. So actually, before going there, tomorrow I'm going to be here on a Saturday because it's build day tomorrow. So if you guys do live in the area and want to come through, or if you even live, farther out and want to come through for the build day tomorrow. Where's this piece? There it is. Jeez. And there's a nub that I missed here. But yeah, build day tomorrow. Saku-chan, what's going on, everyone? Chris, you missed building? Build something, bro. Just grab a kit and just like snap build something. I know how it is, like being short on time, especially with the kid, everything like that. Hey, I understand. Sure, you could find something just to snap build a little bit. An hour here, an hour there, without sacrificing too much sleep. You can do it. I believe in you. This kit looks so damn cool. Love me some Armor Core. Casually competitive quiz. So I think that's how that's pronounced. Sorry if it's not. All right, so that's there. Yeah, I mean the complexity of this so far, as I think you guys can maybe see, it's pretty impressive. Now let's see. We've got these couple parts, which are where. What? Here we go. Okay. This one and this one and this one. Where's the other half of that? Like this. We recently had a loss in the fam, so it's been a lot of picking up those pieces. I did pick up the in-air lizard, though. I'm sorry to hear about that, Chris. And yeah, that definitely makes sense why that would make it difficult to do much of anything, especially, make time for kind of like a non-essential. That's, I don't know, maybe it depends on the situation, but kind of easy to understand why that would be a time where you would maybe not want to be sitting around just like building a model kit. I don't know, but yeah, again, like depending on the situation, I mean, that might, if you're able to with the other people in your life, it might be something that might actually be helpful, but got to prioritize what you got to prioritize, and that might not be a priority. Understandable. But the Inera lizard, yeah. I opted not to check out that one. I'm not too into the design, to be honest. So that's why I thought, well, I have like a million other things to build, and if it's not a design that I'm, particularly crazy about, then just kind of would rather spend my time working on something else. But it certainly looks like an impressive kit. That's for sure. All right, kind of like this so far. I mean, hopefully you guys can see that well and make sure kind of well focused and everything. Pretty wild so far, and there's just a ton of parts. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not missing anything too as we're going along. I'm so far not finished with the first page. This is not the first page because, like I said, the construction actually starts from the arms and then goes through. But from where I started on this page, which is the page building the torso, and I'm not actually even through the first page yet. This is polycap C here I need next, which is right there. 2 of these. Are you going to check out any of the 30 Minutes Missions Armored Core kits? Yeah, Ginny, yeah, absolutely. definitely looking forward to that. Even though I'm not, not a super Armored Core super fan, the kits look cool, and definitely looking forward to checking those out. Really don't know why Bandai didn't opt to just make those just like an HG Armored Core line. I mean, I get that they wanted to kind of push the compatibility with like 30 minutes missions, but I feel like they can do that without actually making it a part of the 30 minutes missions line specifically. They could have just advertised it as being compatible and just had it like how they had like the Full Metal Panic kits was like its own like HG line of Full Metal Panic kits. And then what else? I mean, they have other different examples like HG Super Robot Wars kits. So I mean, in particular for like mecha video games, like what did I just say? Full Metal Panic's not a video game, but in terms of like Super Robot Wars, it's not unprecedented for Bandai to make a separate line for HG video game mecha. So it's kind of odd that they didn't just make HG Armored Core kits. Considering they don't also like aesthetically, they don't share any visual aesthetics with the Armored Core or with the 30 minutes missions line, and also they're not even the same size. They're also going to be like larger than most of the 30 minutes missions kits. So it's basically the only reason to put them in the 30 minutes missions line is just to kind of advertise the compatibility, but I don't know. Yeah, Chad saying, did you hear that Kodo has plans to make 3 other big non-scale ACs to go along with the Steel Haze, which they just make more 1/72nd scale for AC6? Yeah, Chad, I did see that actually last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last Friday. I did a live stream looking at all like the new announcements and stuff from the Tokyo all Tokyo hobby and model show, whatever. And yeah, we did see in that live stream, I just kind of looked through all the announcements and everything from the different companies and did see that, although it didn't have much information about it. Was just kind of looking at it and saying like, ooh, those look cool, and they look big, which looks cool. But interesting to know that they are non-scale, because yeah, I didn't see anywhere at the time looking in the information that we were looking at any information about the scale. So good to know that they're just non-scale. And we got a couple more clear parts here. It's just a second. Let me see. We got 2. It's going to be this one here at the top. A couple of little clear yellow bits here. It's a nice kit though. I never want to paint it. All right. So their new Steel Haze kit is also like one of the larger non-scale ones then? Is that right? I don't know if I had looked at it that closely, maybe. Like I said, I'm planning to take a look at Bandai's new kits once those are out. But I hadn't really thought too much yet about taking a look at any of the new stuff from Kotobukiya, but I hadn't really looked at it that closely. Kind of worried if that clear part's gonna fall out of there, that little clear part there in the center of the chest. So it's giving it like a tap test, and it's not coming out, so okay, that's good. Then we got a couple more, 1 and 3, some really tiny little clear parts here. Not a fan of how tiny these are. I wish that this would have been like one clear part to fit in behind the white part. Would have made a lot more sense. Would have made it a lot easier too. Because I think actually it's going to be easier to put these clear parts on. So like this is the kind of thing that if this kit was made now in 2024, probably what Kotobukiya would do, definitely what Bandai would do, would be to make one clear yellow part that fits in behind the white part, rather than having 3 teeny tiny little clear yellow parts. Although I don't know, Kotobukiya loves to do teeny tiny little parts on stuff, so Maybe they would have just stuck with that, but I feel like this would have been better off as one clear yellow part that goes behind there. I feel like we've evolved a little bit past those teeny little tiny parts, but I don't know. Okay, we're not quite done with the torso yet, although you might think, seriously? Yep. All right, so this one is ×2, this part, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about left side and right side. It's just ×2. We got, let's see, this part here on the back side, like that, and this one here for the front, for like the parts on like the top of the torso here, and this one. I went to the Koto panel at Anime Expo and asked the Japanese rep, confirmed to me that the steel haze is non-scale. All right, cool. Good to know. Yeah, I'll take another look at that. Yeah, I didn't think that I was planning to review it, but maybe I will. Especially if it's going to be the first in the line. For kits like that, if it's not like something that I'm super into, I may not want to, like the 30-minute fantasy kits are like a good example of this. I'm not super into a lot of the designs of the 30-minute fantasy series, but I might try to review like especially like the first couple just to kind of get a sense of the line, which even that is kind of like their Bandai 30 minutes kits, so you can pretty much have a good idea what to expect. But I tried to just review a couple of them just like to have that information out there for people who are looking for it. But I feel like then that's should give people like a good baseline for the series without and then I don't need to review every single kit that they're going to come out with. But might do that then with like the steel haze kit there from Kotobukiya. Then in that case, might opt to maybe review that one, and that might be it. Maybe not every single one, but at least that one would be good. Oh, what is that? It's like a little either a nub stuck on that. No, it's not. It's like a little kind of bit in the mold there. That was making this connection not want to fit on quite right. That was interesting. Oh, this one's got it too. Just like not like a mold defect, but kind of. Just something to look out for there. All right. MS Igloo has, you guys talk about Requiem for Vengeance. So yeah, I've not watched that yet. Maybe, hopefully, possibly might watch it maybe this weekend. If I can, that'd be nice. Although, like I said, we're going to be kind of a busy weekend, I think. So I don't know if I'll necessarily have time, but we'll see. Got to go to like a financial counselor meeting tomorrow morning. Then come here for the build day. And then we're going to Cocoa Beach after that. So going to be a busy weekend. Let's see, that's not that. Is that? Okay, this got to go on here. Yeah, I've seen that actually. I've seen from other people saying that the mecha designs in the new Netflix series grew on people as they watched the series. So that does seem to be a common sentiment. All right. We're almost done with the torso. With the core, I guess if we want to be specific. For armored core, so I'll try to stick to the armored core proper words. Let's see, this should be like that. Good grief. Getting to be almost too detailed here, some of these parts. But this is why I wanted to build the torso first, just to kind of set the stage for you guys so you kind of have an idea of, like, just if you've not built one of these kits before. Sounds like a lot of you guys do have experience with these kits, but for the people who don't, you can kind of get the sense just from this first section here of how complex these kits are. Now, that's not to say that the rest of the kit is going to be as complex, because I think some of the other sections are a little bit simpler in terms of their complexity compared to the torso. The torso in particular just has so many parts here. All right, let's see. We got these kind of wingy bits here, like that. It's gonna be kind of hard to put these together here. Hands are too big. Oof. Oof, there we go. Got it. Unfortunately, have to build this part 2 times. And somewhere along the way, okay, I missed putting these parts in here as well. Because of course, there's more parts there. And these parts that fit into here. Should fit into there anyway. Kind of tricky. They're aesthetically amazing. Oh, sorry. I forgot to do this. Yeah, maybe. We do, but we don't have them yet. There we go. Kind of a trick to get that one into place there. But pretty cool here on like the back side that we have these flaps there that I guess will open up, but only like that, only like the top or the bottom. They can't open up fully at the same time, unless I'm doing something wrong, but I don't think so. All right, it's just our last couple of parts here for this. I'm kind of worried now, thinking that I don't think we're even gonna, how long it's just taken to put the torso together. Like I said, other sections are not as complex, but I don't know if we'll be able to finish this build in the time that we have for this live stream. We might not be able to. There we go. All right, there's that. Then the last couple of our parts here are gonna be pretty straightforward. These are easy. Like that. And there should be one more little part right here. That there. A big chunky part here at the bottom, and this one, and that's a wrap for the torso. Hoo-wee! Just a couple of parts, not a big deal. There you go, get that in there nice and good. So yeah, let me zoom out and then zoom in here just to show you guys in good detail all that we got going on here for the torso. It's quite a lot of parts there, and yeah, these are those flaps here on the back, which can kind of open up like that there. Pretty wild. And so here's the connection points for the back weapons there on the side. Here's where the head's gonna go. There's those little tiny clear yellow parts there at the front. A lot of parts there. Yeah, all right. Pretty cool. Let's build the skirt sections, then we can put the legs on and get him standing up. And the skirt section's very simple in comparison. There's very few parts compared to the core. Does the white have panel lines? Hard to see. So yeah, there is a lot of detail around in the white sections. I can show you again real quick, so hopefully you can maybe see a little bit better. Yeah, can you see there? Like you have some detail, panel line kind of detail there. There's some details here and there, but like you will have seam lines. There's going to be some like pretty challenging seam lines in some of these parts here. So that's the only thing with these kits. Like these white parts here on the bottom, seam line there. So we'll have a little bit of that, but there is a lot of detail on there. Yep. Okay. So the poly joints are the weakest parts of the kits. Yes, we shall see. Absolutely. But yeah, that's what I'm not concerned about, but I'm expecting that at some point, somewhere along the line, this kit's gonna have some weak points just because of its age. But that's fine. It's all a matter of, having the right expectations. That goes there. E16. In there like that. Like that. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, like for example, these parts here that the legs connect onto. Kind of expecting to probably have to glue these later because it's probably going to come out. They're kind of set pretty deep in there. But it's because of the fact that they're just like pegged in here. I don't know. They seem pretty secure, but kind of expecting that those might come out at some point. I might have to glue them. The polycap here, PCD. Let's see. Seam lines are going to be everywhere. Yep, that's pretty much the case. Is this a Kotobukiya kit? Yes, Patrick. Excuse me. The question made me sneeze. Older one, yep, 2007 original release, and I don't know. Maybe one of you guys, if you do know, can let everyone else know in the chat. Just if anyone's curious, but I'm not aware of if this kit has ever had a reissue since 2007. I would assume yes, but could be wrong about that. I was having a kind of a tough time getting that part through this poly cap here for this bit at the back of the waist. is just like for the connection for the back skirt. Don't really know why it's made it in this way, but oops, that's the way it is. Bless you. Thank you. It really is crazy and nice looking. These kits are really is crazy how nice looking these kits are, though. Hats off to them for being able to do this back in the day. Yeah. I mean, for 2007, I mean, there's some great looking kits. I mean, if you take a look at like Bandai's Master Grade kits from that time, I mean, they're nice, but you know, they're not this complex. So these definitely had that going for them. Now, let's see, there is another part, should be on here. This guy here, this big chunky back skirt, like that. And this bit here at the front, which, yeah, is going to have a couple more clear parts. I'm going to have to grab those real quick. That's going to go on there like that. And what do we got? What's everyone building? I still got to build my Yanmi. Yanmi? I don't know what's that. I don't even know what that is. H. 888. Is there going to be a helpful way to get this clear part in here? Hopefully. I think that actually worked pretty well. And 6. There's that. And I think that might be one of our last clear parts. I don't think we have too many other clear parts anywhere on here. I have to take a look back and double check, but pretty nice. So just a couple little clear parts on there, but I think they work pretty nice to just give you a couple little accents here, especially they're like right at like front and center, so they're gonna stick out nicely. But yeah, there's the torso. Like I said, very simple in comparison to what we had going on there with the torso. I'm gonna stick that up to the side there for now. Let's get going on the legs. It's by Fission Craftman's Soul. Yummy. I don't know. Yeah, it's a like third-party original mecha model kit. Maybe I don't know. I'm not aware of that one. I feel like we get a new one of those like every week, and it's just hard to keep up with all the releases now. They're coming out so fast and furious. It's great for if you're enjoying those releases. And people do seem to be enjoying them. RE100 Hama and custom design TIE Fighter. It's a nice couple of kits there. Hama's a lot of fun. TIE Fighter too. Nice. Bandai's Star Wars kits are really nice. It's a shame they don't make more. Hopefully maybe someday they will, but I'm guessing it was just a licensing thing. They had the license for so many years, and then after that, maybe it's just at the moment not worth it for them to renew that license. Would be my guess, but it's a shame. Really cool kits. I think we do still get some reissues from time to time of those PCE, but more would be nicer. Sure. Let's see. these couple of guys here. The first part that we build for the legs is the hip connection part at the very top. Put that together here real quick. And although there's a fair amount of parts here for the legs, as you can see, it does seem to be like it's going to be relatively straightforward. A lot of the parts are a little bit larger. It's not like the torso, we had a ton of little parts. With the legs, they have a lot of parts, but they're not quite all like so small, which should just make it a little bit easier. Ooh. Just that. My not tall geese got delivered today. I'm waiting for my lizard kit to ship. Awesome. Did you order your lizard from here, Patrick? I don't know if we've got that yet. Unless we did get it in and I haven't seen it. I don't believe that we have yet. Unless you got it from somewhere else, then fine. Let's see. But yeah, you'll enjoy the not tall geese. It's a cool kit, definitely. I was impressed. It's nice. Not sure it would be one that I would be looking forward to doing like a full painted build on. It's just a big kit with a ton of parts. Just like any perfect grade, I guess, right? So for me, I don't know. It's a lot of kit to paint. Have your opinions changed on the lizard? It looks really good, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Yeah, so no, I actually mentioned that a little bit earlier. I was saying, I think, who was it? Chris was saying that he was waiting for one or had just recently got one or will be getting one soon. And yeah, I was saying that, yeah, I'm not super into the design. Like, there's parts of the design that I like, and parts not so much. The Gatling guns are an interesting choice. I think there's a lot of people that do like the whole Gatling gun aesthetic. I do at times, but I think it doesn't really, in my opinion, for that particular kit, I don't know if it really matches the design really all that well. Looks kind of out of place and like very extra. It's not really for me. But yeah, otherwise the design is pretty impressive looking for sure. If nothing else, it definitely looks impressive. There's a lot of stuff going on with that guy. Let's see. This is gonna be maybe kind of hard to find the part that I'm looking for, but we got that, and then we got another little part which should fit on the top of there, like this, I think, maybe? No, I found it. I think so. I guess so. It fits. So if it fits, we sits. I'm on the fence about it. It just feels over-designed. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. And a lot of those, that's why I've said this for a long time. Everybody should know this by now at this point. It's kind of the main reason why I don't review a lot of those kits, is a lot of the times the designs are just kind of overly designed for my particular taste. So, I mean, but no matter how many times I say that, there's still people commenting and wondering why I don't review them more or whatever. So that's okay. All right, let's see. Got a couple of really teeny tiny little parts here that are going to go in on the knee, which I did not clip off the runner yet, just because they are so tiny. I didn't want to lose them. And of course, they are different, the left and the right side here. Fortunately, they're L-shaped connection points. These teeny little screw detail parts in here on the knee. Yeesh. Don't sneeze now, you'll lose this part. Look at that. This is the knee. Those tiny little screw detail parts in there. Now these, I'm not necessarily worried about those falling out, but I might just put a little, I'm just gonna touch a little bit of glue to those just in case, because those are the kind of parts that are so tiny, like there's no way you're gonna find that. It's just gonna blend in with the nubs that you have scattered on your floor if you end up losing that little piece. Just a tiny little bit of glue. That should be enough to just hold it there, but not so much that it's going to be like impossible to get off later if for whatever reason I want to disassemble the part there. Alright, one mecha design I wish got a model kit is the strike suit from the game, specifically the concept design called the Aura or Corsair. Is that from Armored Core you're talking about? It's not one that I'm familiar with. I would have to look up an image of it. Let's see. Oh, there's supposed to be a polycap in here, of course. Missed that. Good thing I got my part separator handy. And also a nub there that I missed too. So disappointed in myself. Come on. There we go. All right. Now, what was that polycap we needed? Oh, actually, not a polycap, actually. Just a part here. G13. All right. Yep, we wouldn't have gotten too far without that. We wouldn't have been able to plug the foot into the leg. All right. Now we should be good. This is actually going to be B18. This one here like that. And B13 like that. Yeah, I got it. Patrick said from USA Gundam Store, the email went out that they were in the process of making their way to USA Gundam Store. So yeah, I don't know. As I'm sure you've heard us talk about on the USA Gundam TV live streams, Adam and I, we often don't have any tracking at all for that stuff from China. But sometimes we are able to track the stuff at least to give us an idea that it's like coming soon. And so I guess if Adam posted that it's on the way soon, then it must be on the way soon. Because otherwise we just don't know. So if he doesn't know, then I'm sure he wouldn't have posted that. So we wouldn't want to have to deal with, a week straight people asking, is it there yet? If we don't know for sure that like it's coming very soon. All right, a couple more parts on here. Let's see. These ones are here on this side. Couple more little tiny parts that I'm gonna want to put a little bit of glue on. Here on the sides there. Just to be safe. Oh, forgot the polycap inside a leg once and had to take it all apart. Yep. It happens. Happens very frequently. And is this not the right part? I'm wondering if it's not the right part. That part that I just put glue on, I think I might need to take out. Actually, let me, before I do that, yep, let me look at the other leg. I can see that it is very slightly different, unfortunately. Don't really understand why, but okay. Actually, let's see. Because then this is not fitting on this other side. It's kind of a situation where, well, let's see. Is it different parts? No, it's a ×2, so whatever it should be, like that. This one only fits on this side, and the other one only fits on the other side. Well, this one only fits on this side, whereas the other one would fit on either side. I think it's just a little tight. I'm just gonna have to kind of push it on there with a little bit more force, which is good for a little teeny tiny part like this. You'd want it to be a little bit tighter fit, just to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. And in that case, I actually think I probably don't need to put glue on it, because it is pretty tight in there. So that's good. All right, fair enough. Didn't realize that those parts were going to be different for the left and the right side. So we got those there on there. Let's see. Where's this one go? These are also slightly different. Okay. And it looks like this one goes on this side. Let's see. This one in there. Oops. Like that. These are also slightly different, but I think that's right. But let's try the other one, because that actually doesn't look like it's quite right. That looks more right. Okay. Sometimes it's just a matter of, this is a rare situation where actually cutting all the parts out ahead of time and not knowing which number each part is can be an issue. Usually it's fine, but there are moments where it does kind of trip you up a little bit. So you have to figure out which one's which when you have like parts that are very subtly different for the left and the right side. So those are on there like that, and this one here. Oh, and actually, let's see if this is not going to be an issue. These parts were also supposed to go on here first. I think there's not really any reason why they need to. It can go on here after the fact. It's vent parts here on the side of the leg, on the front side parts. Oof. Got that nice creak in the plastic. And there, we're good to go on that. Got another little clear part, which is gonna go on here. All right, the clear part is gonna be number 7. Oh no. Wait. Oh, okay. I was looking at that part. It's like not the right shape for this to go in there. Thinking like, is that not right? But it is right. Just looking at the back side. But now it's just a matter of seeing if we can get this clear part into where it needs to be. inside here. Gonna be kind of tricky. Oh. There, like that. Come on. What would be a good way of getting this in here? Because it's like a little recessed part, so like it's kind of hard to get it in just right. But oh, almost had it. Other tricks that we can try, but I'm hoping I can just eventually get this in here. Shit. Let's see. Let's take another look at this. Yeah, because there is a particular orientation to. So not only does it need to fit in a certain way, there is actually a particular top and bottom here. The problem is because it needs to fit into like a recessed area, I can't hold the clear piece in place while I push it in there. Have to kind of set it in and then move it into place. Was there ever a kit that you were really stuck on? Not that I can remember. I'm sure like maybe at some point there was a part or something that like was really giving me trouble. Yeah, nothing that like really stands out. So one thing that I'm wondering if I might try doing with this is putting the clear part on like the end of a toothpick or something with like some masking tape, just so that I have a way of like holding it in place and then pushing it in there. But I think I just managed to get it in there just randomly. So it's just a matter of just playing with it until you can finally get it in. And that's not even the right part there. Here it is. There we go. All right. Quite the ordeal there for that. Okay, so that's done. And that's in there. The actual foot itself, super simple. So in comparison to everything else, the foot is essentially 5 pieces here. I guess 6, 7. Blaze asked, was there ever a kit that gave you buyer's remorse? Yeah, but not necessarily a kit that gave me buyer's remorse, but I had remorse pre-ordering a kit that never actually I never actually got, and it was a really expensive kit too. I don't know if you guys remember the oh shoot, what was that? It was the I remember the name of the company, but the kit was the full armor Gundam Mark III, I think, right? I think it was the Gundam Mark III. It was a full armor version of that in like 160 or 172nd scale, something like that, and like a big scale. It's like a Mechanicore style kit. And yeah, just never came out. And it's like a $300 kit, and so of course we had to like pre-order and pay in full. So this is like in the early days of like third-party like big mecha kits like Mechanicore and stuff. I think Mechanicore wasn't even a thing yet at that time. So yeah, what was the name of that one? One of you guys remember? I'm sure I'm not the only one. that lost out on that one. So that sucked. Yeah, because I mean, it sucks to lose the money, but I mean, I wanted the kit too. I mean, that was the whole reason I pre-ordered, because the kit looked cool. So I mean, it sucks that I lost my money, and then it also sucks that we didn't end up even getting the kit, and the kit looked pretty nice. I had like the pre-order bonus for it too, was like that this was the thing, and like when this happened, there was some people that thought that the company just like basically maliciously stole everyone's money and just like fucked off with you know, thousands of dollars. I guess someone actually put the math at like over $1 million, something like that, if they actually got all the pre-orders, whatever. I don't know about exactly how much money it was. I don't think that, because I mean, they had like production images and stuff, so I mean, like, they were obviously working on it. I think what happened is that they just bit off more than they could chew, didn't have the actual production of it like actually all planned out, and it was just costing them more money, and so that's why they were like kind of adding more stuff to try to get more pre-orders, but then that means that's just more that they need to fulfill, so it's just kind of making it harder on themselves. I think it was just a bad business. They just didn't know how to go about the actual business production of it. And like I said, this was like in the very early days of that stuff. So there's our leg, looking pretty cool. I think I'm going to hold off on the other leg for right now, just because I know that we're not going to have enough time to finish everything. So I want to build the head here real quick, and then we'll build one of the arms and the weapons. And then if we have enough time after that, which I kind of doubt, we'll take a look at the other leg. But I don't think so. I think we're just going to build a couple more bits here of this, and that's probably about it. Because actually I need to wrap up a little bit earlier. Let's see. It wasn't Daban. Just trying to see if any of you guys in the chat remember that. Oh, it was Ex Machina. That's what it was. So let me show you guys. Actually, I can look it up on let's see, on Facebook, because I'm sure their Facebook page is still probably around. Yeah. Oh, I know I can't log into my damn Facebook because, yeah, like I said, I was clearing out some stuff on here on my computer. Let's see. Including like resetting my saved passwords apparently. And I don't remember my Facebook password. But maybe I don't even need to log in. I should be able to just go on there. Let's see. Bear with me a moment. Yeah, the model kit company was Ex Machina, but I'm just trying to search for anything that's coming up Ex Machina related is just about the movie. Let's see. It's also not Deus Ex Machina. Let's see if I can't just... Can I not just... Okay, well, yeah. Can I not just view stuff on Facebook without actually being logged in? Apparently not. That's annoying. Because I don't remember my password. Anyway. Let me see if I can't see it here on my phone real quick. It's an interesting story, and actually a couple of years ago I thought about doing like an actual like somewhat in-depth video on it about like explaining everything that happened with that. And how come I can't even find it? Maybe I have the name wrong? Yeah. Yeah, this is going back to 2015, and yeah, trying to see if their account is even still active or not. Yeah, I don't know. But it's funny, just looking back at like the old Facebook posts back in 2015, everyone's like, what's going on with this kit? Where it was a big thing. Because it was like delay after delay after delay after delay. And then it was just like, okay, this is obviously just not ever coming out. So that's too bad. And I don't know, if I can't find the Facebook page, it might not exist anymore. So I don't know. Yeah, it was a real shame. So anyway, yep. That's definitely got to be my biggest regret. It's a good lesson. I think, like, fortunately, because that industry has kind of grown, that it's not really an issue anymore. I wouldn't be too worried about anything like that happening these days. But still, it's kind of a good cautionary tale, for stuff. Don't just throw money at a pre-order without being sure that, like, it's a somewhat reputable company. And it's kind of interesting that, like, we even, like, here, like at USA Gundam Store, I still, like, will see people, like, post on Facebook or something like that, like, asking, like, is USA Gundam Store a real website? Because I want to pre-order something, but I've never pre-ordered from them before. I don't know if it's like a real website or not. So, some people are a little bit too cautious, I feel like. But I mean, hey, it doesn't hurt to be a little bit cautious. Yeah, one thing that I'm not a huge fan of with this design, like I said, I do like it. And that feels like that chin piece should be over the top of that, not underneath. Is it? Let's see. No, it is. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, thought about doing a video about what happened with the Ex Machina kit. Not that there is, like I said, in this day and age, just not really that much that you need to worry about. So it's not like a cautionary tale for people to help them their purchasing. Oh, the camera's froze, isn't it? Let me check what's going on with that. Usually that means that the battery is still okay, but it's a problem with the capture card. But just to be safe, go ahead and take a minute to change this battery. I actually gotta wrap up the stream here pretty soon, but just to get this camera going again for you guys. Go ahead and do that. I'm lucky to be driving distance to 3 Gun Plus shops. That's nice. Yeah. In some places in the world, that's, not too unusual. If you're in the US and to be within driving distance of 3 different Gun Plus shops, that's pretty nice. Refocus that there real quick. So I'm gonna build up one of the arms here, and I think we might have to wrap it up. I'm just short on time today, guys. Sorry. I thought about doing this stream earlier in the day, but I had a couple other things to do, and I was worried that I might not be able to get the other stuff done if I do the stream first. But this is what happens. I did get the other stuff that I wanted done, and now the opposite happened. I didn't have enough time to finish this build, but hey, still, you guys kind of were able to see a good portion of the build, and we'll do a little bit more here before we wrap up. North Carolina, Tatsuhabi, Akiba HQ, and New Type, but unfortunately they don't let customers in the warehouse anymore. New Type has a warehouse in North Carolina? Is that different from like New Type HQ, I guess, or is there a different one? New Type's in California, as I knew. But maybe I'm uninformed. I don't know. PCM. I don't know. Then maybe for maybe not finishing this live build right now, kind of answers the question of what I should build for tomorrow's build day. Here, I was kind of wondering what kit I was going to work on while I was here for the build day. I had like a couple of different ideas in mind, but I might just finish putting this kit together tomorrow during the build day. Just had to get a little bite in on this part there. Let's see. We got that. Oh, North California. Ah, right. Sorry. I read wrong. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense then. Because the other ones, Tatsuhabi and Akiba HQ, I didn't know where those were. Yeah, North California. Gotcha. I don't know why I read North Carolina. Right. Yeah, so, okay. Well, anyway, I didn't know that they don't let customers in their warehouse. I'm not sure if I ever knew that they ever did. I just kind of maybe, I suppose, assumed that you could go there to buy stuff, but didn't know if I ever really knew one way or the other on that. Yeah, Tatsuhabi I've heard of. I never knew where they're located, I don't think. But Akiba HQ, I don't know if I've ever heard of that one. But yeah, anyway, lucky that you have multiple places close enough that you can drive there. Because, I mean, you can get any of this stuff online, of course, but I understand. It's fun to be able to actually be able to see everything like in the store. It's nice. It's kind of like the next best thing if you can't actually go to Japan. The closest you're gonna get here in the US to be able to walk into a hobby shop. That's interesting. How's that supposed to work? Do I have that part upside down? I surely do. Okay. Fortunately, I think this is an easy redo. Turn that part around. Exactly. All right, and on the other side here. So we got even this detail of like these parts for like the inside of the shoulder, so that you don't even have like this kind of empty gap space on the inside of the shoulder armor there. Pretty nice. There, like that. And let's see. Whoa. Wait. Huh? These go on here first. that, and then this one. Like that. Okay, and another polycap. Let's see, PCL. Be here. What's the most difficult build until now? Cactus asked. I don't know. Most difficult build. Maybe like. I mean, there's not really any build that's particularly difficult. The only thing that would really make a build kind of difficult would maybe be like if it was just a build that just like had a lot of like bad fitting issues or something like that. And so like in that case, probably the most difficult, kind of most troublesome one that just had a lot of bad fitting issues probably would be like anything from Cute Cube, which is not around anymore, thankfully. But yeah, their stuff was pretty rough. So they had like a 1/100 scale woundwort kit. They also had a conversion kit for turning a RG Gundam Mark II into the refined Barzam. I've got both of those kits, and would like to actually take the time. I mean, like if you actually take the time to build them up and everything, they're nice looking kits, and they do take a lot of work, from what I know. And I mean, like I have built both of them, just not to like completion. The woundwort, yeah, like I've built. The Cute Cube kit, or sorry, the Barzam kit, you actually can't build without at least some glue on it. So I didn't finish putting it together because I didn't want to actually glue anything until it was actually painted. So it's the kind of kit that you just kind of have to paint. There's not really any way to just snap build that kit, unless you want to, I guess if you're not planning on painting it at all and you just want to have it, just snap built, you can do that. You can do that. Let's see. Let's see. That wasn't G System back in the day, was it? They're pretty good at producing. No, you're talking about like my story about the company that took all the pre-orders and then never actually delivered the product. No, it wasn't G System. It was Ex Machina, I'm pretty sure. And even like, yeah, I checked the Facebook posts, and yeah, I couldn't find their page, although I'm sure their page is still probably there. I just need to find it. But I could see like some of the posts from back then, and yeah, it was all talking about Ex Machina, so I'm sure that's the name. They didn't ever produce anything, so like that kit was going to be like their first production under that name anyway. I have a feeling that some of those people that worked on that kit for that company did go on to work either for or with Mechanicore, is my sense, just based on like the art and design and kind of the way that the products look and the product packaging and everything like that. I mean, it looks very similar in terms of the design and everything too. It's very similar to like a Mechanicore product. So, but under that name of Ex Machina, they had other designs too. Like that was the crazy thing that like while people were still waiting for them to finish the production of the one kit and actually ship it out, that a bunch of people had pre-ordered and had been delayed, and while people were still waiting for that, they were releasing designs for like their next kit and everything, and people were like, why aren't you just, you know, finishing the one kit first before, you know, putting out stuff for your next 1 or 2 kits. This part doesn't want to fit in here properly. It's kind of bothering me here. I'm trying to figure out what's blocking it. It seems like there's like something in the way, but it doesn't appear that there's anything there. Go ahead and pop out of there and see what's going on with this guy. I have no idea. It doesn't want to fit in there all the way. For some reason, it's like sticking out there at the bottom. I'm not sure. It's kind of odd. Don't know what that's about. But, all right, I'm gonna move on for the moment. So that's like that. That's like that. We do have hands for some reason, even though this kit doesn't have, this design doesn't have hands. God, Kotobuki plastic is difficult to fit along with my fingers at times. Yeah, like it can be, especially for older fellows such as this. You have this like it's like an attachment point here on the side of the shoulder where you can connect something onto there if you choose. But we are not going to for right now. So it's like a cap piece that you put in there, which is too long. It's like sticking way out for some reason. I don't think that's supposed to be like that, is it? Well, in the art, it just doesn't have anything in there at all, actually. So I guess it's just like a optional piece you can stick on there. All right, there's its gun arms. We don't have hands. Yeah, we have hands. What am I talking about? Oh, I'm stupid. I was thinking that like it's got the gun arms for some reason. No, it doesn't. Actually, it does have hands. The hands are built later on. Let's see, PCN for those. Did you ever get to paint the Aoshima Kiryu Mechagodzilla? No, I would love to, though. Yeah, that one is one. Do I have it here? I think I have it at home. Yeah. But yeah, I would like to paint that cast someday. Actually, either, well, that and the, I do have the, what is it, Fujiri? The SD Mechagodzilla kit. That one too, I would like to paint at some point. So yeah, both of those are kind of on my someday to-do list. Yes. Have you ever built a car model? Maximum Lurker asked. Actually, no. Not really, no. But I do have a couple of tank models, armor models, and also a couple of like a motorbike. I don't know, motorcycle, right? I guess you would call it. A couple of motorcycle. Well, maybe just the one. I think, yeah, actually maybe just one. I have like a Honda Cub motorbike model kit. And yeah, I have 2 different tank model kits. So yeah, that's also on my to-do list to do a Gunpla Builder builds his first armor model kit type of video kind of thing. So yeah, that's something that I've been meaning to do. Yeah, 2 different tank model kits. One's a more recent release, another one's like I think a little bit older, but they're both like fairly recent. I think they're both from Tamiya, I believe. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, all right, the motorcycle models are pretty cool too. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not. I don't know if I'll ever make a car model. Like, and I don't think that I'll ever, even like with tanks or armor or motorcycles or anything. I don't know if there's ever gonna be one of those, like a genre of like scale modeling that I'm ever gonna transition to too strongly, but I would like to at least kind of check it out. I guess I have built one sort of. I built one of those like sci-fi tank model kits, the quadruped tanks. I built one of those and actually started painting it, but I wasn't happy with the colors, so I actually have that around here somewhere as well. Yeah, up there. I was gonna strip the paint off, I think, or just maybe just like repaint on top of it or something. I don't know yet, but I was gonna repaint that in different colors or something. From what's that? It's like Rocket Models or something. Yeah, it's like the Rocket Models Fist of War series. They were pretty popular for a little while. They made like a handful of those different quadruped tank model kits and stuff. So I've got that one that's like partially painted that I want to go back and rework, and then I have another one somewhere at home that's like not even built yet. I think I have one more. So anyway, that I'm gonna wrap it up for right now. I got something else that I want to get done here real quick before the end of the day, before the end of the work day. But yeah, if you guys are in the Daytona area, if you're going to be around tomorrow, I will be here tomorrow for the build day here at USA Gundam Store. Stop by. There's going to be food and drink as well. People will be hanging out. I think it goes from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. I won't be here that entire time, but at least some of that time I'll be around hanging out, either finishing this kit, which I think is possible, or working on something else. We'll see. Not totally decided yet, but got plenty of things to work on, so I just got to choose one thing to work on for a little while we're going to be here. So yeah, sorry that we couldn't finish this, but I mean, as you could tell, just from like the building process, I mean, in particular, the torso took a long time. This is just a ton of parts, and it's not very big. I mean, it's not a very large kit. It's not even, well, let's see. It is right now sitting at about 15 centimeters roughly tall, maybe just over 15 centimeters. So that's like on the comparable in size to like a small master grade, like one of the wing or crossbone mobile suits. I think they're around 15-16 meters tall at 1/100 scale, 15-16 centimeters. So comparable in size to that, and so a ton of parts packed into there, especially in the torso. I mean, I didn't count. It'd be interesting to go back and count just how many parts are packed into there, but it's solid. One thing that I was worried about, as I said earlier going into this, is like how finicky it was going to be with like little parts falling off and things like that. So far everything's pretty solid, which is nice. So I mean, yeah, considering this kit is from 2007 and it feels pretty solid, it's super detailed, super parts heavy, just a bunch of parts in there. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Now, there is going to be a number of nasty seam lines in there if you are planning on like wanting to paint the kit or whatever, but I don't know, not too bad at all things considered. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys have a nice weekend. I'll see you next week. Be working on some other stuff. I'm going to try to get some more work done on my Zaku Cannon build as well. And if you guys saw the live stream yesterday working on the Psycho Gundam, we'll also try to chip away a little bit at that too. It's kind of a couple of works in progress. Gonna try to be working on next week. This week I was kind of focused on just like getting a lot of stuff built, so that next week I have a lot of stuff already built. I can just record and edit and do those reviews, and any kind of time that I have for like building time, I can work on those like custom projects. So expect to see at least the next work in progress video on the Zaku Cannon at some point, probably early part of next week. And other than that, yeah, just I'll let you guys know what to look out for. I got another MOOC review that'll be on Monday as well, and recorded that today for a cool like a Gundam illustration book that has a bunch of like character illustrations and stuff. So look out for that. All right, anyway guys, that's it for today. See you next time.